What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of BTNC Orlando and Moving Forward Healthcare's podcast. And today we're talking about stress management and its impact on our body. And before we jump into our segment, stress management and its impact on our body, to shout out to my family, as today we will lay my sister-in-law to rest. Most of you have seen on my social media, I've been very private about it, but public in terms of the heartbreak that it has brought me and my family. And it was absolutely oriented around health, not COVID, but cancer. And it was swift, and it took my warrior and my friends and my sister away from me very quickly. But the blessing in that is that she did not suffer. So this show is 100% for Tamara Palfrey, who I've had the pleasure of calling sister for 20 years. And she did my hair. So all these beautiful hairstyles that you guys saw over the last 20 years, it was by her hands. And now it will be by my hands, which will be interesting. But right, never a dull moment with me, right? There's joy in my sorrow. So I just wanted to dedicate the show to her. And when you and my family, when you hear the passion come through with healthcare, know that it's pushed by this initiative as well. We can always do better to take care of ourselves, but we only can manage what we know, and knowing is power. And that's why Arnetra and I spend time with you guys daily or weekly, I should say, or bi-weekly, to make sure that we get this positive message out. And everything is okay until it's what, Nitra?
Until it's not.
Until it's not.
Until it's not.
So that being said, we're going to jump into stress management and the impact on the body. And a lot of you have shared with me privately as well as with Arnetra through direct messaging. We appreciate that. Please continue to share your questions with us. Now, this one's a little personal for me. They all are, but this one...
I'm going to say, I think they all are. I think they all are.
Yeah, but this one resonates because I didn't realize how much I was internalizing my stress and what that really looked like. So that before I get into my own personal testimony, you guys seen the pictures. I posted those pictures of me when I started with Arnetra in November of 2020, and then where I was September 9th. Which was that blue dress that I posted. And we have other catalog and pictures of me when I jumped 7 pounds in 1 week, just solely from stress. So before I, divulge any more of my personal testimony, Arnetra, I'm going to segue to you to talk about what you've witnessed with your clientele when it comes to stress and just your input on that.
Absolutely. And it's so interesting. You all hear Tracey talking about her journey, but I get a chance to witness it through clients, through people asking questions, even through my own family every single day. And it's so underestimated how critical it is to manage the stress in your life. So some of you may feel like good stress, right? Stress to a certain degree is a good thing. It actually elicits some really good hormones sometimes that help you kind of move it to the next level. But when you are stressed consistently, or what we call chronically stressed, it shows up in a lot of different ways. And through my clients, I see extra weight gain. I may see sleeping patterns that are erratic. Individuals, their blood pressure is raised. It can be the reason why so many have high cholesterol, or that's how it shows up in their body. I've got clients who have to take sleeping pills because of the stress, but it's almost unknowingly, it's the reason why they take these sleeping pills. I've got female clients who have fibroids, who have severe chronic menstrual cramps. And when we manage their stress, we see them diminish. And when we see that stress return, it's like all hell just broke loose on them, and it's debilitating. And so it shows up in so many different ways. And I just ask you, pay attention, because everybody is a little bit different, but please know that consistently under too much stress, it does come through. Skin issues, muscle pain, joint problems, inflammation, digestion issues are all different ways that it can show up.
Yeah, and I want to touch on the internalization. Stress creeps up on you. What are some ways that we can, or immediate things that we can do to kind of help bring us down from these stressful situations? I know a few times one of the things you taught me was, what are your triggers, Tracey? What's triggering you? Can you remember in a moment when your body went left or you felt a certain way?
The first step is always acknowledging for anyone what is causing the problem. And sometimes, actually most times, it's something that people aren't even realizing is occurring. Give example, it may be a point where somebody has to go to a particular meeting every single week or every other week. And they don't acknowledge that that particular meeting gives them such anxiety and they're so uncomfortable that their stress level is rising and things are starting to happen and they don't understand. Or something with your children, or somebody who's taking care of a sick parent or taking care of a family member, and that stress just keeps rising up. So what we have to do is first acknowledge what's going on and then look at, number one, how can we avoid it? So maybe it's something that you still have to do, but maybe it's around, okay, if it's that meeting, let's talk about how we prepare for the meeting. Let's have a little bit more of a detailed session around how you write your notes, how you walk into the meeting with enough preparation so that you don't feel uncomfortable. Or if it's something with your children, okay, let's talk about then how we plan out your week or your day. If this day consistently goes wrong, let's talk about what we need to do. For a lot of people, it becomes simple things like, what do you enjoy at night? Let's talk about a sleep ritual. If you like to take baths versus showers, let's take that bath. If you like to take walks, let's do one more walk or two more walks during the week to help calm you down. If it's someone who likes yoga or someone who likes meditation, let's talk about how we incorporate it a little bit more into someone's day so that we can help them manage that feeling of stress.
Awesome. So I'm gonna take a few minutes to answer some of these questions that's coming in. The first question is impact on fertility. Can stress impact your ability to reproduce?
This one is a very good question, but I will tell you this. Fertility issues comes up in a lot of different ways. And it is a fact that stress can impact fertility, but let me tell you how. Number one, when people are too stressed in its most simplistic form, when people are way too stressed, their libido drops. So what happens is, number one, you start to miss your window of ovulation time. And so please remember, everyone, we ovulate one time a month. That means eggs are released, usually one, sometimes in the event of twins, two, but you get one cycle to come down, right? And so if you miss that window, then you've missed it. And so then there's another part, the stress of trying to conceive. Studies show that after 5 to 6 months worth of trying to conceive, certain hormones start to increase, and some of them are associated with adrenaline. And when that hormone increases, it diminishes the chances of conception because you're in that fight or flight, right? So you lose some of that opportunity there. Then chronic stress increases cortisol. And we all know cortisol is the enemy in so many different ways.
Oh, yes,
and when
Lord.
cortisol increases, again, the ability to conceive can diminish because that impacts hormones. It impacts your mental stability in general. It can bring on bouts of depression. It can, again, lower libido too. So you want to think about all those things around when you're trying to have a baby. That's why when you hear doctors say, you know what, you got to just let it go. Don't overthink it, because that constantly thinking about it and it becoming almost a chore because you want that baby so desperately, it's actually starting to lower your chances because your body is in distress.
Wow. Wow. Did not know.
So we gotta let it go, folks. We gotta hey, you gotta let the chips fall.
Or the shots fly. I don't know.
Yep.
All right. So hey, Y'all know how it is.
Yes.
Let's be grown. All right. So question number 2.
Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry, everybody. I have to come back to this because we made that. I almost made that sound like it was just about the ladies. Hold on. Men, let me jump back. I'm so sorry. Men who are overly stressed, the same events occur. When that libido drops, clearly you may not even want to be a part of this situation. So you don't even want to. But when you are overly stressed, what happens is sperm count and quantity become an issue. So it's quantity and quality of sperm. So it won't go as fast. And then the quality, and you all know through natural selection, this is what the body tries to do, is to pick the best sperm possible to be able to fertilize that egg. So if you are so stressed, the quality of the sperm that is trying to get to that egg, it becomes like it's not good. And so most times the body will reject it. And so that you won't be able to conceive. So men, you are just as important in this equation. Your body will not function the same way as a woman's body may start to not function. So please pay attention to that as well.
It takes 2 of us.
Jump back in.
It takes 2 of us. It takes 2 of us, people. It takes 2 of us. You got to have them strong swimmers. Listen, it's a partnership. That's why it takes 2 people. All right. Trigger for certain diseases in remission. Can stress be a trigger for like cancer or thyroid or any kind of chronic diseases?
So the first thing to think about, right? There are a lot of studies about stress and diseases. But when it comes to, let's say, particular cancer, there's a lot more research that needs to be done around, can it trigger cancer or the cancer that is in remission? So still a lot of studies there. However, everybody understand, again, how stress works and how it can bring on other illnesses, which can lead to disease. So when you are chronically stressed, again, those cortisol levels go up. It can bring on high blood pressure and high cholesterol. When you start having so many concerns, again, it can lower your immune system. So it makes you more susceptible to viruses, and the cells that you need to help protect you, they do not come as quickly as they need to help you fight off infection, to help you fight off bacteria. And so those cells that we need, right, those antioxidants, when we have immune system that are low, it just makes you more susceptible to issues in general. And so that is where we all need to be looking at. Number one, that's why we always want to eat right first. Make sure that we keep a good immune system or a healthy immune system that's functioning well, but also making sure that we keep stress in play so that these hormones aren't attacking us and helping us be weak. And that's really what's happening. It allows your body to be weakened.
Man, this is good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm eating what she cooked. Well, I can't even talk. I said, I'm eating what you're cooking, girl.
Yes.
This is good. All right, so let's talk about weight loss, weight gain, the impact on muscle mass. Now, this is where I come into play, right? Because with my journey, what happened to me, I didn't even realize I was internalizing stress this way. And I no lie, I shot up, 7 pounds, Nitra? I was literally
in days,
160.
not a week. It happened in days.
In days. I was like 160 on Saturday when we do our weigh-in. And by Thursday, I was like, 167? It was something crazy. And I was like, what? And I promise you, I'll have to find those pictures and share it. You can see it.
So to everybody on, that is what prompted us to actually say, hey, check your weight for me, because we don't jump on scales every week. That's like every day. That's like a weekly thing. But there was so much that we could visibly see. It was, hey, jump on that scale. Let's see what's going on.
Yep. I was visibly, and y'all see me sliding my notifications away. But anyway, I was like visibly like swollen, like these are the questions coming into. I was like visibly swollen, like you can see. And that's when Nisha was like, yo, check your weight, man. And I checked my weight and I was like, whoa, 167, fam. Like 167 from 160. So it's real. And then immediately Arnetra was like, Tracey, I need you to regroup. Let's. And what I did was I ate foods that would help me bring the inflammation down. I upped my celery juice. I upped my favorite concoction with pineapple, fennel, and cucumber. I ate mushrooms. We changed things that will help my body come out of the state of inflammation. And then I did things that will cause me to relax. Like I need to literally put my feet up and watch Netflix. That's something that I just don't do. And so we would do events or things that would cause me to relax. Here's the thing, I had to pull up on my workout too a little bit because that was stress, right? And I was like, okay, I put more rest days in there. And within days, like you guys are now seeing that September 9th picture, that was me coming out of that. Like now this is my normal state of not being stressed. And so now that I have those indicators built in, I know what to do when I see it and feel it coming. And that's what we're trying to get y'all to understand is what are your intrinsic checkpoints? What is happening to your eyes, your skin, your sleep, your weight? What is happening to your workouts? What's happening to you? It may very well be stress, right? And so let's manage it because it can lead to other issues and challenges and put us in a possibly disease situation. So,
and you all may be thinking, oh, that's just Tracey. No.
I
experience it every day. I status with clients all throughout the week. And we get a chance to see when it's going wrong. You will see stomachs that all of a sudden were flat, and then all of a sudden lower bellies are protruding, full bellies are out. Someone all of a sudden is constipated. All of a sudden their face is swollen, feet swollen, all kind of random, what would seemingly be random events, but it's your body saying, hey, hold on a second. This is not working. Whatever you're doing, we got to pull back, but you have to be able to acknowledge what is causing it. And that's the first thing is most times people ignore. And that is the bigger issue is you ignore the signs and you just say, oh, it's fine. It's okay, but I can promise you it is not okay. And as serious as this one is, this can be in the more immediate, right? In the more immediate, like short term, this is where strokes can happen when someone says, God, they were fine. No, they really weren't.
No,
they weren't fine.
No.
Strokes, heart attacks, it can happen just like that because your stress has been just eating away. And gradually that blood pressure is rising
to the top
at danger zone levels. And you don't even know it because you've been ignoring the signal for weeks. And then boom.
And then that's it.
Right?
You know, weight loss. There's people who experience extreme weight loss. Just like I went the other way, you can go the other way. Guys, the point of all of this is that we have got to listen to the check engine lights when they come on, my friend. Don't ignore it like we used to do in college, with our cars. When the check engine light come on, they're like, we'll drive it till the wheels fall off. We do not have that opportunity with our health. When the check engine light comes on, it's like we're there. Another thing a physician shared with me at an event that I was at was when something presents its symptoms, we're there. Like the warning is before anything presents itself. And that's why it's so important that we check and get checked and go through these checkups and eat right and sleep right and go to your regular wellness visits before something happens. When you're feeling good, go get it checked anyway, because when something presents itself, we're there.
You're there. I'm going to give another example of that. This is the same way. Okay, let's say for a very long time, someone has been maybe just not eating the best, or they they used to exercise all the time and they just stopped for whatever reason. And COVID is an actual really good real life example where some individuals were very active. And then, we in COVID, it's 1.5 years we're in now, that some people just stopped completely. But you know what? In that 1.5 years, they gained some weight. Maybe they ate a little different. They ignored it. They were like, oh, it's just COVID. So that it kept escalating. And then, you know what? They eat different too now, right? That happened. Activities, almost nothing. We eat different. And then you know what? For maybe, let's say for the last 2 months, they've been having this like gnawing headache. And they just keep letting it go. Like, God, my head hurts. I just feel really tired. My head hurts, right? So all these things have been like leading up to it. And then all of a sudden, one day they pass out. And then they end up going to the doctor. And while they're in that and I'm going to say they go to hospital, they end up going to hospital. And in that emergency room, that person says, hey, you know what? Your blood glucose levels are so low.
No.
Do you know that, you have diabetes? What? And that's where people are like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Hey, it's been festering though. And understand, just like diabetes, when it happens, you've had that for years. And you have the opportunity to do it different. And there's things that if you go to the doctor, you're going to see those levels. Even you guys know that you can get blood tests on your own. Quest Diagnostics, and that's not a plug. I'm not advertising it, but I know that they offer, blood work that you can go without a prescription. So you can get your blood taken. You can choose which blood work you want. They will do the analysis for you, and then they send you your results, and you can take them with you to the doctor. You can choose anything you want. And it's actually not that expensive, but if it's between you doing that, at least self-service, or going to the doctor, please do one or the other. But there's ways for you to get things checked. But when you don't check anything, we never go to the doctor, and you just kind of keep going about your day because you think it's all good, but you know that you don't have habits that are all good, but you just keep letting them go. That's how all of a sudden you have diabetes. And then all of a sudden, in that same breath of them telling you have diabetes, they're telling you will now take, insulin. I'm giving you this medicine. You'll take insulin 3-4 times a day plus at night. How did you go from nothing to all of that?
That's how.
So pay attention, folks.
Pay attention. The last question for this segment, and I feel like there's going to be a part 2 to this. How does it impact skin and hair follicles? Stress.
I think we got a lot on that one. So let's talk about like hair, first of all.
I still got my edges, fam.
So first of all, there's a lot of reasons why people, lose hair. I'm gonna even laugh because y'all never see it, but like, right, I gotta turn the right way. Right there, I've got like this patch in my head, y'all. But so my people who know me for a long time, I used to have a lot of hair. And they say that it was brought on through pregnancy, a little pregnancy alopecia. That's stress enough in itself, right? That's massive stress on the body. And so they're saying it was really induced by that. And it may never grow back, right? But the fact is, y'all know I used to dye my hair all the time too. That's stress too. So I'm like, okay, I did a lot. But when you start talking about stress, hair is an immediate sign. When you start seeing thinning hair, patches in your hair, where it's not something that you have kind of externally done, that is a surefire sign that something else is going on. And stress also causes what? Nutrient malabsorption. And so that's a big deal, because when you start seeing things change on your skin, your hair, your fingernails, your toenails, your skin in general, not just on your face, but through your body, dry skin, patches, all kinds of things that are happening, it literally is telling you something in your body is off. And it could be, hey, you know what? Do you have enough calcium? Are you vitamin D deficient and then you can't absorb certain other minerals? Are you low in copper? Are you low in phosphorus? Low in phosphorus means that you're going to have brittle bones. There's so many things that start to occur, and that phosphorus also helps absorb other minerals. And when you can't absorb them because you're in a weakened immune state, you got intestinal issues because your stomach's always hurting, right? But you let it go. You say, oh, it's fine. I don't digest food. I eat bad foods, but my stomach is always in knots. You're not absorbing food properly. And so then you start to see random events. And then the biggest one, again, is that cortisol. Again, the enemy of everything. Enemy is belly fat, bad skin, all kinds of things that cortisol can do. It will push hormones out. And that's where you start to see issues with skin around stress too.
Wow. I mean, listen, let's keep this thing going. We're out of time for today's show, but it sounds like we definitely will be bringing back a part 2. So let's go ahead and plan to do that. Give you guys time to take notes from this show, bring the questions for the next show. We're going to continue with stress management too, and the impact it has on the body. In COVID right now, with all that's going on, I feel like this is very, it should not be a rushed discussion, and I would love to get some more feedback from you guys. I have a lot more questions coming through here. Please send in more after you watch us today. If you missed this and it's the playback, great. Send this question in to BTNC Orlando or at Moving Forward Healthcare on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. We're both on Instagram. So you guys have no excuses. We're here to help you manage this. This is real. I want to see my people do better. I want us to live better. I want us to live. Like, let's not wait until something is not okay to do something. Please, I beg of you.
Yes.
Let's get it done. Nitra?
That's all any of us can say. And hopefully this resonates with you. And I'm going to close us out with, it's all good until it's not. So do not wait too long.
Please. See y'all next time. Thank you for joining us today. Holla at your girl.